Have you noticed protein everywhere lately? It seems like no matter where you turn, there's a new product promising to boost your protein intake. From the moment you walk into a grocery store, you're surrounded by a sea of protein-packed options, all vying for your attention. From cereals to water, protein has become the star of the supermarket. It's not just in the obvious places like shakes and bars. Now, even foods that never needed extra protein are being fortified and marketed as high protein to catch your eye. We're told it's the secret to muscle, weight loss, and overall health. Advertisements and influencers make it sound like more protein is always better, no matter who you are. But is that really true? Is there a point where more protein stops being helpful and starts being harmful? The food industry has capitalized on this trend, slapping high-protein labels on everything from chips to cookies. These labels make us believe we need to constantly seek out more protein, even if our diets are already sufficient. But here's the thing. Most people in Western countries already get plenty of protein from their regular meals. Foods like meat, fish, eggs, dairy, and legumes are naturally rich in protein, and for the average person, that's more than enough to meet daily needs. The constant push for more protein can actually distract us from other vital nutrients that are just as important for our health, like fiber, vitamins, and healthy fats. Many people fall short on these, even as they load up on protein. So what happens when we eat more protein than we really need? Our bodies aren't built to handle a constant surplus. Overeating protein can lead to discomfort, digestive issues, and may even have long-term consequences that aren't immediately obvious. One of the biggest risks is the silent strain excess protein can put on our kidneys. While healthy kidneys can process extra protein for a while, over time, this added workload may increase the risk of kidney problems, especially for those with underlying health conditions. So next time you're tempted by a high-protein label, take a closer look. Let's look past the marketing hype and uncover what really happens when we overdo protein, because sometimes too much of a good thing isn't so good after all. High-protein diets were once the secret weapon of bodybuilders and elite athletes, a niche strategy reserved for those chasing muscle gains or peak performance. In the 1980s and 90s, protein shakes and supplements were mostly found in the back rooms of gyms, not in everyday kitchens. But over the past few decades, something changed. Protein has gone from a specialized nutrient to a household staple, now embraced by everyone from busy parents to office workers and teens. Today, it's not unusual to see protein shakes in lunchboxes or protein bars in office drawers. The rise of the protein obsession has transformed the way we think about food, health, and even our daily routines. The shift began with the popularity of low-carb diets like Atkins in the late 1990s and early 2000s. These diets promoted protein as the key to weight loss and satiety, encouraging people to swap out bread and pasta for steak and eggs. Suddenly, protein was no longer just about building muscle. It was about slimming down, feeling satisfied, and taking control of your health. Grocery stores started stocking shelves with low-carb, high-protein options, and cookbooks promised rapid results through protein-packed meals. As the message spread, protein became a symbol of a healthy lifestyle. It wasn't just for athletes anymore. Families began serving protein-rich breakfasts. Young adults blended protein shakes before work. And even kids' snacks started boasting extra grams of protein. The idea took hold that if you wanted to lose weight, build muscle, or simply feel full longer, protein was the answer. Science does support the idea that protein helps with fullness and can play a role in weight management. Studies show that meals higher in protein can help curb hunger and reduce cravings, making it easier to stick to a healthy eating plan. Nutritionists often recommend including some protein at every meal to help with satiety and muscle maintenance, especially as we age. But somewhere along the way, the message got oversimplified. The idea that more is always better took over, and protein-rich breakfasts like eggs or Greek yogurt became the gold standard for starting the day. People began to believe that piling on the protein would supercharge their health, regardless of their actual needs. While it's true that protein can help curb cravings and keep you feeling satisfied, the benefits do have a limit. After a certain point, eating more protein doesn't necessarily lead to better results. In fact, excess protein can simply be used for energy or even stored as fat, depending on your body's needs. As protein's reputation soared, it was credited with all sorts of benefits: boosting metabolism, stabilizing blood sugar, and even helping with energy levels. These claims, while rooted in some scientific truth, were often exaggerated or misunderstood in popular culture. The food industry quickly seized the opportunity. Suddenly, everything from cereal to ice cream was being marketed as high protein. Companies launched new products, redesigned packaging, and ran ad campaigns promising that more protein meant better health, more energy, and a slimmer waistline. Now, protein is everywhere. Supermarket aisles are packed with products boasting high protein labels, from granola bars to pasta and even water. The promise is always the same: eat more protein, and you'll be healthier, stronger, and more satisfied. But are these claims always backed by solid science? The narrative has become almost inescapable. Protein is good, and more is better. This belief has set the stage for a commercial craze, with companies racing to outdo each other in the protein arms race. But as we fill our carts with protein snacks and supplements, it's worth asking, is this obsession really making us healthier, or just selling us more products? The answer might surprise you. The food industry saw protein's popularity and ran with it. High protein labels now appear on everything from bread to ice cream, suggesting these foods are healthier. Clever marketing makes us believe a protein bar is better than a chocolate bar, even if it's just as sugary. Many of these products are highly processed, packed with additives, and use cheap protein isolates. We pay more for these foods thinking we're making a healthy choice, when whole foods like eggs or nuts would do better. Most people already get enough protein. The sense of deficiency is manufactured. The World Health Organization recommends about 0.83 grams per kilogram of body weight, easily met with a balanced diet. The marketing machine convinces us we need more, but the gap it fills often doesn't exist. When we think about nutrition, protein often takes center stage. It's praised for building muscle, fueling workouts, and keeping us full. But have you ever wondered what actually happens to all that extra protein we eat, especially when we go above and beyond our body's needs? Our bodies are designed to break down protein into amino acids, the building blocks we need for growth and repair. We use what's necessary for our muscles, skin, and organs, but the rest doesn't just disappear. Instead, the surplus is processed and the leftovers must be dealt with. That's where our kidneys come in. They act as our body's natural filtration system, working tirelessly to remove waste products, mainly urea, that are created when we metabolize excess protein. But when we consistently overload on protein, our kidneys are forced to work harder than usual. This process, known as hyperfiltration, means the kidneys are filtering more blood than they're meant to, just to keep up with the extra waste. For people with healthy kidneys, this extra workload might not cause immediate problems. Our bodies are resilient, and the kidneys can handle a bit of extra strain for a while. But if this continues day after day, year after year, the constant pressure can start to take a toll. The real danger is that this strain is silent. You won't feel your kidneys working overtime. There are no warning lights or alarms to alert you when they're under stress. Most people have no idea anything is wrong until significant damage has already occurred. This is especially concerning because many people already have undiagnosed kidney issues. High-protein diets, which are so popular today, can be particularly risky for them, sometimes without them even realizing it. In fact, 1 in 10 people worldwide is living with some form of chronic kidney disease, often without any symptoms. That's millions of people who could be putting themselves at risk simply by following common diet trends. For those with compromised kidneys, eating too much protein can speed up the decline of their kidney function, making a manageable condition much more serious. Even if you're healthy and active, it's not wise to push your kidneys to their limit. The effects of overworking these vital organs may not show up for years, but the risks are real. The truth is, kidney damage can happen quietly, with no obvious symptoms, until it's too late. That's why it's so important to be mindful of how much protein we're consuming, and to listen to our bodies, even when everything seems fine on the surface. In our quest for more protein, we often overlook the hidden burden it can place on our bodies. Taking care of our kidneys means being aware of what we eat, and making choices that support our long-term health, not just our short-term goals. Too much protein, especially from animal sources, can increase your risk of kidney stones. High-protein diets raise uric acid and make urine more acidic, creating the perfect environment for stones to form. They also lower citrate, a natural stone inhibitor, making matters worse. Many on high-protein regimens don't realize they're at risk for these painful deposits. There's also concern about bone health. Digesting lots of animal protein may cause calcium loss from bones. While recent research suggests the effect isn't dramatic if calcium intake is adequate, the risk remains. Our bodies need balance. Pushing protein too far can have ripple effects. Focusing on one nutrient can undermine overall health. Relying on protein supplements can cause digestive issues like bloating, gas, and cramps, especially for those sensitive to dairy or artificial sweeteners. Many powders are loaded with additives that upset the gut. High-protein, low-fiber diets can starve your gut microbiome, leading to imbalances and long-term health issues. Whole foods offer fiber and nutrients that supplements lack. Overemphasizing protein shakes and bars means missing out on the variety your gut needs. A healthy microbiome thrives on plant-based foods, not just protein. Too much protein can disrupt gut health, ironically undermining your wellness goals. The foundation of digestive health is diversity, not just more protein. The idea that more protein equals more muscle is a myth for most people. Muscle growth requires both exercise and protein, but there's a limit to how much your body can use. Without resistance training, extra protein is just burned for energy or stored as fat. Most people need less protein than they think. Even active gym goers can meet their needs with whole foods. The anabolic window after workouts is wider than advertised. A meal with protein within a few hours is enough. Protein shakes aren't magic. Real food does the job for most. The supplement industry sells urgency, but science says moderation works. Focus on balanced meals, not just protein intake. Some people need to be especially careful with high-protein diets. Those with kidney disease risk accelerating damage by overloading their kidneys. Older adults naturally lose kidney function with age, so moderation is key. Protein is important for preventing muscle loss in seniors, but quality and balance matter more than quantity. People with high blood pressure or diabetes are also at higher risk for kidney problems. For these groups, excess protein can worsen underlying issues. The right diet depends on your health status, not marketing claims. Before making big changes, consult a healthcare professional. What works for a young athlete may not suit someone with chronic conditions. Personalized advice is always best. Navigating the protein craze comes down to balance and whole foods. Build meals with a variety of vegetables, whole grains, and quality protein sources. Lean meats, fish, eggs, dairy, legumes, nuts, and seeds all fit the bill. Most people can meet their needs without supplements. Save those for special cases like athletes or recovery. Don't let trends distract from the basics: variety, moderation, and real food. Health is about long-term habits, not quick fixes. Listen to your body, focus on unprocessed foods, and seek expert advice if unsure. Smart, informed choices beat following the latest fad every time.